Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to part 2 of tonight's broadcast of the Owlet tournament. I am your caster Hodahori, and today's matchup tonight is between Echo 6 and Otter Oxide. We're going to be starting off here on Lijiang Tower, and my co-host tonight is the great play-by-play man and color tonight. It is going to be Steidel. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. I'm ready to stretch my wings a little bit. Nice to have a little bit of a breather. Last couple nights, got to cast some ringers of matches. They had me reaching for breath support.
Yeah,
and Otter Oxide is one of those teams. So
yeah, Otter Oxide is one of those teams, and they have a tendency to drag this on. So we could be in for a long night, and poor Steidel has been calling 3-2 matches for the entire weekend, it seems like. So I'm going to help him alleviate some of those duties by doing the play-by-play tonight. We are going to be starting here on Gardens, and it will be, looks like Echo 6 will be in blue and Otter Oxide in red as both teams are coming in. Looks like not really a Goats comp to be seen by both teams. So I see a Winston and Bowl of Bowls here are going to be the main tanks on both sides. Cheese Nips going across the way. Oh, and it looks like we've got our first kill already. It's Rudolph taking out Recede. Lucio on Lucio fight there that ended up on the wrong side there for Echo 6 as the fight will continue as Morton gets demeched on the side. It looks like control here very well on the side of Otter Oxide as it looks like they get easy control of the point, and that is going to be that fight right there.
Key to that fight right there was aggression. Simple and easy. Bowl of Bowls doing a really good job of getting himself across the point to stop the ability of Cheese Nips on the Winston to do that kind of poke, jump in, get some damage, and get out. There was no space, so he just had to take the fight straight to his face, and that was easily won with the Junkrat and the Reinhardt.
Yeah, and it looks like here they're going to try again. Cheese Nips actually switched now to the Rhine because he realizes maybe the Winston was just not the right pick. They engage again, but Seguli actually takes out Hacker X, so therefore they get a good kill right away in the beginning. And looks like a res comes in right away, and a big shatter already from Bowls of Bowls, clearing out the point, charging out, and down go Echo 6. So it looks like Echo 6 now already having to lose 2 fights in a row. They're just sort of feeding a little bit here to Otter Oxide.
I think we're seeing a little bit of growing pains here. I don't think Echo 6 is really comfortable on what they want to run. Coming into Lijiang Tower, we've already seen multiple switches. Seogli and Brutal alone both going to be switching as well onto those hit scans. I don't think they were expecting the pharmacy here. We haven't seen anything but goats for so long. That bit of a curveball from Otter Oxide.
Yeah, and the thing about it is like you get too used to a type of formation, and then all of a sudden you forget how to play. And again, they get fed right into the Graviton, and bam, 4 kills right away. The supports here, Brutal 1 and D-Seals have to retreat, and it is back to the drawing board again here.
You could even say that was 5 kills, because D-Seals used, oh, there goes Seals at the very end, but Seals used the Nano onto Cheese Nips as he got caught into that Graviton.
Oh yeah, and that's going to be a little bit of a wait. We're getting to magic time, which is 87%. Sakura is able to take out Seguli now here, so now they're going to have to come in short-handed. Nothing they can do about it, as it looks like a tire came in, does take out Borden there, but the 2 supports were just coming over the bridge. But that's not going to matter very much, because I think DCLZ is all by himself. He has switched over to the Moira here for a little bit more survivability, but he's trying his best to sort of stay on the point. Not really going to happen, and it looks like a big res, coming in. Seguli was able to make it back to the point, but overtime's ticking down here. Unfortunately, Borden and Cheese Nips not going to be able to make it, and Otter Oxide here gets a first 100-0. So a little bit of growing pains here for Echo 6.
Yeah, and Otter Oxide, one of the things that they do really, really well is this pseudo. I wouldn't call it a pseudo dive because the tanks aren't necessarily immobile, but being able to slip in Bird and Xavier on this pharmacy they've been able to put it into goats, they can put it into a dive composition, and then they can put it into a kind of a stagnant 2-2-2 like we just saw, and that's been something it carried them through their match earlier in the week, and you know what? It's looking to set them into good spots right now. Bull had 3 shatters that map. Don't really see that many Reinhardts getting that many shatters on a control point map, especially when there was no contest.
Yeah, I mean, like, he was taking the action literally in his face, building up that ult charge so fast that it was really, really helping his team out. So essentially that aggressiveness really helped him a lot. So now it looks like Bull is trying to sort of position himself between the team and the point, but he ends up getting taken out here along with Hacker X. So now it looks like Echo 6 have finally gotten a comp here that they're very comfortable with. That Moira switch by Seguli, that Widow switch by Seguli now has pretty much nullified their team, sort of not something that they were expecting. Now they're going to build a percentage here on the point, and now that's going to sort of slow down Otter Oxide, I think, a little bit.
Yep, and if you're Echo 6, you can't be getting too confident here because that was basically all off the back of a misposition by Bowl of Bowls. He went left into the choke, and that allowed for Cheese Nips to get that early charge.
Yeah, and an early coalescence here coming out by DCeals as he's going to try to just basically force the action a little bit here, going all the way through the shield. Hacker X goes down, but now Seguli is down, so that cover from the Widow is going to be sort of non-existent, but it's good enough for looks like Echo 6 to sort of hold the point, but they all get caught up here in a graviton. Lucio comes in, but a big delayed shatter here by Bowl of Bowls is going to slow them down here, but they're still alive. They only get Brutal One out of that entire thing, as the rest of Echo 6 here are going to have to split up, but they chase, looks like Cheese Nips down, but not before he took out Hacker X Pro. The fight now is actually switching to the point, as Soccer is trying to deal with anybody here left on the point, and now a barrage comes out by Burn, dealing with what was left on the point. That's going to clear it off. 54% here by Echo 6. It's not so bad.
And that's pretty much best case scenario for you if you are Echo 6 on that fight. You got kind of, I wouldn't say out positioned, but they did get split up during that fight, so there wasn't a lot of outlook, but they were able to draw out that barrage from Burb when there was only basically one person on the point.
Another Graviton here gets caught up, and it looks like Echo 6 here get caught up in the doorway, and another immediate fight win here by Otter Oxide. So good job here by them. Looks like ult economy here is probably flipped over to the side of Echo 6 here, Steidl.
Yeah, a little bit of a, I don't want to call it sloppy, but I'm going to call it sloppy use there of the ultimates. They used that Valkyrie when it wasn't necessarily needed, and I don't think we needed the Riptire from Hacker X. You could have saved that because you're still underneath on percentage. So now, there you go, Echo 6 going to bring out that Coalescence, throw that into the Shatter. It does get blocked up by a Bowl of Bowls, so that's pretty big. He gets the counter charge. That's going to tip things in the other direction.
They tried to actually team up that Diva Bomb there, but nothing doing, as the kills here are still going the way of Otter Oxide. They're doing a pretty decent job here of holding Echo 6 off, and now Echo 6 has pretty much blown everything, and Bird now with the lone ult, and they are in the catbird seat. They've actually gone to about 65% and are going to be able to hold this door solid. It's going to be really, really hard now for Echo 6 to sort of break through the doorway.
And this is such a difficult choke to get through if you're not prepared. Shatters can help though. Cheese Nip laying down a fat Shatter, not going to find many kills, but he still opens up the chance for his team to get through. That barrage, however, let's shut that door right back up. And Otter Oxide has a really commanding hold. Like I said, really tough choke to get through, really tiny. The Junkrat can really abuse these long sight lines.
Yeah, and they have the huge advantage here with 94%. They're going to either have to try to sneak around or break through Bowl of Bowls, but he's not letting anybody through right now. 99%. Overtime does tick down, so somebody did make it through, as it looks like your Bird and Vorden are falling back, but it was only temporary, as it looks like Otter Oxide here will take first blood 2-0 here on Lijiang Tower.
And there you go. Otter Oxide coming up to a quick start. And I do believe Otter Oxide is undefeated in this match.
Really? Let's check their record out, shall we? I think the record here is available in Discord. So let me check out what their record here in Minors. So just a heads up to everybody, this is a Minors matchup between Otter Oxide and Echo 6. So this is a second class class 2 match, as I call them, the Minors matches. So the records were posted today, and it looks like here Otter Oxide is 2-1 versus Echo 6, who is 0-3 here. So Otter Oxide, I think, suffered a loss sometime during the weekend to take down a loss here. But just some updates from yesterday's games. Burn was a winner over the Power Naps in the Majors Division, 3-2. That was the game that you called, Steidl, I think.
That was a fun game. I think I still have my notes right here. Let me see real quick. Let me flip through this magical, cool, weird. I have pages that are just full of post-it notes. Yeah. Oh yes, I remember. Quig was Quig was amazing last night.
Yes.
Played in all night. They went to, I believe it was I want to say it was on Junkertown, and played a defensive Ash, switched off of the support onto the hit scan, and got like 2 bobs in a single fight. Crazy night.
Well, yeah, well, Quigs likes to pop heads on that Zen. So, like, I remember him from last season just going to town on people. So I switched to Ash, probably not too far from what he needed to do. So, I mean, if he's got the accuracy, he's going to do really, really well. Infinite Meat take their first loss to Gucci Gank, 3-0. That's just feeding. feeding that's just going to be feeding them. Infinite Meat, I think, take their first loss of the season there, and Gucci Gank, of course, one of our teams here that is a reform from a team from last season. So it's going to be for our friend APOC, I think, is the tank for Gucci Gank. And for those who know who APOC is, yeah. So followed by the next match was Older Watch versus the Ghost Peppers. Ghost Peppers take that one 3-1. Older Watch do take a map, but unfortunately are still 0-3 on the season. They were so close to taking that to 5. That was the one I was producing last night. And if it wasn't for an Earthshatter there at the very end, right before the point on Eichenwalde, I think Older Watch would have taken it to 5 games and maybe would have taken the series, because they were very, very good on the control points. And our final match last night was Licorice Whip going down to Greyhound Solar 4-0. Now, we are going to be going to Junkertown, which is going to be our next map. And Steidel, Junkertown, you saw some great stuff yesterday between Burn and the Power Naps. This is an open map where various strategies can come into play, and Echo 6 was having some issues there with a Pharah, and a Pharah on the first point is not that uncommon, unless you want to sort of do maybe a little bit of a strategy associated to maybe, protect the president, where you have shields and a bastion. What do you expect?
You hear a lot of talk about how this is kind of the home for the pirate ship composition. This is where Bastion and Orisa really did solidify their relationship, if one could say it. But I think we'll see a Widowmaker. I don't think that's going to be any big surprise. It's a great pick just out of the spawn as an attacker, and you can, if you sit on top of the water tower in the back, you can actually have a sightline all the way forward on almost the entirety of the payload's path on the Widowmaker. So no surprise to see teams go for that, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Seogul and Borden stick together on this Hanzo Zarya when they go to attack.
Yeah, and like that powerful sort of grab dragon combo, very, very useful here on this map. And now you see Bird and Brutal One just both going to the Widow. So it'll be a matter of picks to see who goes after who, as it looks like both Bulls and Sakura are going to be with that sort of pulled port combo, going to be trying to pull them off the top line here. But with the triple tank here, is Famsu on the Diva here going a little bit heavy. So you see D-Seals here on the Ana, but they're being as they're trying to sort of defend what's going on here, but with a really, really heavy combo, they're going to need to use those grenades really, really well. But now it looks like 2 kills here to the offense. So now Sakura going in there gets 2 of his own, and now it looks like the defense just sort of falling apart. Brutal One trying to get away to maybe get some cover, but the Diva is relentless by Famsu, and they do get their first fight.
Yeah, that's Reinhardt composition 101. You lose your main tank, you lose your ability to hold your ground. And the second that happened, you saw Famsu and Sakura, both big health pool heroes, just kind of bowl forward, dish out the damage, and one by one, there goes Echo 6.
Yeah, and looks like Echo 6 here going to delay a little bit and wait for their 6 to come through. Seguli, though, coming up huge with 2 big kills, as now they do have the advantage here in the open space, but Sakura comes in with 2 more of his own kills, so it's pretty much even up here. Rudolph, though, gets a kill of his own, and now Borden, the only one holding here on the point, trying to hook him down, not going to be able to do it. Famsu lost his mech in the middle of all of that, but they do capture point A, and now advantage here definitely to the offense, with Otter Oxide going to be able to push this through.
And I don't know if you caught it, but Cheese Nips decided to take Bola Bulls for a bit of a ride there. Tried to charge him into the car, didn't cut it just enough, so those two went for a little bit of a skydiving lesson.
But you know what? Taking out the main tank of the other side could be very useful unless you take yourself out in the process and your team has no shield to defend with. So unfortunately for Cheeseman, it's what happened to him. Now they're actually getting some solid movement here through point B, as it looks like a dragon is going to be coming through to sort of zone them out. Big Earth Shatter here by Cheeseman, but Rudolph coming in, trying to trance, but unfortunately they were purple, so trance is not going to be able to help there, as Cheesenip's now pushing the action a little bit, trying to stop this push as Spamsuit comes in and tries to get Cheesenips himself. He's getting trapped in the corner. He's got to be super careful. He was discorded and now has been taken out, as the advantage now are going to flip on the other side. Too aggressive here on the side of Echo 6, and now it's given the advantage a little bit. Brutal One, he's by himself. He's discorded and has to run, and that's going to give them some free push here on payload. As Sakura actually trying to push in, but is not really going to be able to do anything. I think Echo 6 here have to concede the point, and there's just really nothing they can do about it, and they're going to have to fight on the other side of these doors.
And going back to one of the reasons why I was pretty much positive that we were going to continue to see the Grab Dragon here on Junkertown is that it is absolutely crucial to get a full team wipe, because then you see what happens here. One team wipe, they get half of the point. Another team wipe, they get the other half of the point. It's very integral on these payload maps to make sure that you don't let them stagger back to the point.
Yeah, and the thing about it is now, it's like, there are so many ults here on the other side, as Cheeseman actually gets hooked and taken down, so no main tank again here for Echo 6. They're going to have serious trouble trying to sort of hold them off as they're kind of coming around the board. Borden gets picked up here. Sakura just having a field day in the front, hooking and cooking anybody that he can get in his sights. So now it looks like Sakura is going to be sort of roaming around, trying to make sure nobody comes out of spawn without getting hooked. As Cheesenip's here now, the recipient of a nano boost, charges in, doesn't really get anybody, went right by the defense here, completely missed the charge, but a big grenade here onto the point, so Cheesenips here has to swing away, try to see if he can get anybody. Big Shatter will counter the Coalescence here, and a Graviton and a Dragon comes in, but with that Transcendence, it's not really going to do very much, as they're going to be trying to go through, but Bird with 2 big kills is going to win them the point, and now with a 6v1, 6v2 advantage, as Racine tries to come and try to stall it down, they're not going to be able to slow this payload down, and that's going to be that.
Ooh, and right now, if I'm on the side of Otter Oxide, I am praising my Zenyatta. I mean, Echo 6 used 5 ults in that final fight, almost all at once, and only one person got taken out, and that was because of a Widowmaker headshot.
Yeah, and the thing about it is the power of the trance. The power of the trance compels you. It is such a negating ult that you just have to be careful when you're using ults. You want to bait it out as best you can, just so, because it is so powerful, and the way that if you sort of keep chaining your ults and that thing is still up, you're just not going to be able to get anybody down. And that seemed like what ended up happening there for Echo 6, is they were just so desperate to get the kills and the stop, and that they just weren't able to sort of do anything. So bad luck to them in that sense, but with 3:40 on the clock, they're going to have to finish Junkertown relatively quickly to make sure that they even have a chance of sort of making up and doing good here. With that amount of time bank on the clock is just going to be a big sort of obstacle in their way to making sure that they can try to win this map. So now it looks like Echo 6 will be on offense, and very similar to what we saw on the beginning of Lijiang there, Cheesenips coming out here on the Winston. So Divey, maybe?
It's possible. You know, it's a great way to counter the Bastion bunker composition that some teams like to run, especially when, you know, if you put up a good time, you know, you can spend a little extra to use a flashy strat. But it will do good against that Orisa, because the Orisa is going to have to abandon her shield based on the dive, as long as they can get the target selection. Make sure that Rudolph and Bamboo are top priority on that diving list.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So that's who they're going to be trying to aim for as they sort of move in. And down here comes Cheesenips and Borden. They're just a little out of sync here, so he's got to be really, really careful. And as I say that, Cheesenips gets taken down, but a big purple here catches Bowl of Bowls here. If they can take him down, that's going to be really, really big in order to sort of try and take down Otter Oxide here. Big dynamite there will actually stall the point a little bit, and now Sakura coming from the right will take out both of the supports as Recede and D-Seals go down. They're going to get stopped here under the bridge, and a good hold here by Otter Oxide.
And you saw there, the coordination was almost on point with the dive from Cheeseness. He wasn't able to keep himself up on the bridge. He kind of popped off of the bridge, and when he went down, he no longer had the defense matrix of his diva. It was a pretty easy pick there. Speaking of picks, the Ugly going to take Bird out of the fight pretty quickly to kick things off in this fight. And now you're seeing the Orisa can't really put the shield down to get a sturdy hold, because Cheeseness is going to be able to push forward with that Reinhardt shield once he gets back from spawn.
Yeah, and that is the disadvantage there of the Orisa. Sakura now here purpled. They need to get to him and take him down. Unfortunately, unable to do so. Brutal One though is able to take Famsu here, so they're fighting 3v4 in a way, but they're sort of holding the point all right. Nano Boost actually comes out here onto Borden, trying to deal with anything that he can. Does finally take out Sakura. This is going to be the opening that they're going to need. Cheesenips here needs to take out that bongo super fast, or as best as he can, but he's allowing them to just sort of have some free pushes and free kills here. Bird takes out Borden, so they wanted to keep Borden up, not going to be able to do so. Cheesenips eventually goes down here, and now Echo 6 looking like they're not going to be able to push this point. Racine has to realize that the rest of his team is down. He's got to back up.
And this corner can be really difficult when you're playing into a team with a good Widowmaker, and that's exactly what you're seeing. Orisa able to hold really close to the corner here where Rudolph and Fanzu can kind of just basically feed off of that sight line, and then way off in the back, you see Bird completely uncontested on this Widowmaker. Just able to pick heads, grab a couple body shots, help his team out.
Now you see him running in a little bit of a pack here as Cheesenips and Borden are running side by side. This is really helping him out and opening up the spot for Brutal One. Cheesenips actually charges all the way back pretty much under the bridge here, but they're able to get some movement here onto the payload. Cheesenips here has got to take out Bowl of Bulls. They need to make sure that they take care of that Orisa before they do anything, but it looks like Bob is getting sent all the way into the back. Luckily, he's going to get slept and he's not going to be able to do anything in the back there. So unfortunately, Bob is not going to be a contributing factor into this fight, as it looks like Sakura has now moved onto the Diva, and now, unfortunately, we'll get demeched right away. Cheesenips here finally trying to get Sakura out of there. Rudolph is now staggered and trapped in the room on the right.
Oh no, Zenyatta.
Oh no, can he get out? No, it looks like not's going to happen. They do capture the point, they finish off Rudolph, and he's going to be staggered pretty badly.
Oh man, it feels bad, man. You're such a slow support when you're on Zenyatta. I mean, you're not even using your feet. Maybe if you ran a little bit, he might go a little quicker.
Yeah, no, he only uses those feet to boot me in the face when I play against one. So unfortunately, right? I know. So, yeah, unfortunately, he's not going to be able to do anything now. So they have a window here, and I think Echo 6 should be moving forward. There's not going to be a Discord. Finally, actually, Rudolph finally just made it back here. They need to get onto Bird somehow, but they don't really have that much of a mobile comp as Famsu and Sakura get 2 kills of their own here on the defense. Bowl of Bowls getting a 3rd one in the backline here. There's nothing that they can do. Echo 6 is going to have to back up. This fight is lost with 2:32 clear left on the clock. They do have a cavalcade of ults, as they have all 6 here ready to go, and Brutal One getting a last-second kill there on Bowl of Bowls.
And interesting composition switch up for Otter Oxide, deciding to go with the dive and the not necessarily, well, basically double snipers with the Ashe. Allows them to dive into the back line, and then with the Reinhardt has to turn around, walk all the way back to help and peel. As long as they can keep the pressure on those supports, they'll have the upper hand in almost every single fight.
Yeah, Recede here already with a Lucio ult here will be able to protect the team, and they're just constantly, slowly but surely moving this payload. Otter Oxide is split a little bit. They're a little bit all over the place right now. Bowl of Bowls finally has actually been caught here onto the payload, but he immediately gets purpled, but has to pop that ult to sort of stay and survive. Borden, the recipient again of another nano boost here, trying to sort of build up that graviton as fast as they can. And Bob now actually will be on the payload here, on the side of Echo 6 here, trying to do as much damage as he can, but he's on the backside of the payload, so he doesn't necessarily have a lot of sort of space here to shoot. So, but it looks like the remaining members of Otter Oxide were able to use the payload as a shield and prevent Bob from getting any free shots, and actually ends up winning them the point.
Yeah, that's really rough. It's been a rough game for Bobs. I mean, we've seen 2 Bobs come out from Famsu, and both have been slept by Seals. And then you see the Bob come out from Seoguli, and it's kind of blocked by their own pile of cash. You can't be too rich, folks.
Yeah, the Bob positioning is key, especially when you're trying to loot him out. Like, if you move him just a little too far to the left or the right and he ends up getting caught on something, it is not a good thing. Cheesenip and Suguli here get 2 big kills to start off this fight. They do catch Brutal One in the back with a Diva Bomb, but the fight here is still in the favor of Echo 6 as they're trying to sort of win this and push this through. They just need to complete here to even have a shot. It looks like a sleep here right onto the Bowl of Bowls, who gets eventually taken out here. Bamboo Cactus trying his best to try to use that coalescence here to sort of stay alive and to do some damage, but what he's doing actually is a good stall here onto the payload as Echo 6 having some trouble trying to focus. They need to pick one target and just stick with it, but Bird is distracting the heck out of him right now on that Pharaoh, and here comes another Bob onto the field, but I don't think that Bob is now behind his shield on the other side of that Jeep, so I'm not exactly sure how many people he's actually going to kill. Bull of Bulls gets slept again onto the payload. Seals has been on point with those sleeps, and now a Transcendence coming out here by Rudolph, trying to stall this as best they can. Overtime is starting to tick down, but it looks like they are being outnumbered here as Echo 6 are going to be getting the kills. Brutal One takes out Bowl of Bulls, and Famsu gets slept, charged, and killed, and that's going to be that. They're going to have a minute 30 here on the fourth point. Third point. Whew.
That was a hell of a performance from both Seals and Recede for the healing core of Echo 6 within that fight, being able to stay alive and keep their team alive through what seemed like dire circumstances.
Yeah, and it looks like here they're not going to have much time, so they need to hit that aggression button. They got to make space for themselves and make sure that they win this next fight. So they do have to deal with this Farah in the air, but Bird actually takes out Saguli, so this might be the trigger for Otter Oxide to sort of move in. Graviton actually comes in and catches Bull of Bulls and Sakura here. Big Grenade actually catches Bull of Bulls, but a counter Dragon here is able to take out Recede and Cheese Nips, and that is huge. Brutal One, though, trying to use that visor to get 2 kills of his own and try to keep this payload moving. Gordon here alive, needs to stay up. Unfortunately, unable to do so. It looks like DCS here's trapped in the side. 35 seconds left to go. They've only got 1 push left.
Oh man, and the tanks were so low in that fight. I mean, both Sakura and Bowl of Bowls were under 200 at the end of that visor. Is not able to finish that kill. That may come back to bite him here.
Yeah, it really might, and the thing about it is like now they're being trapped into their own spawn, but luckily for them, the payload is actually super close, as now they've started to come out. They want to stick together and stay tight as best as they can. Chief Nips here with the nano boost is going to keep him alive really well. He can't get too far out of the healing though, so he's got to make sure he stays alive. Looks like the ult came out from Bird, takes out Tube, not before he gets taken down, but it looks like here overtime's going to tick down. Cheese Nips has got to be a hero here. Graviton is actually off the point, and an Earthshatter, can they get out of it in time to restart overtime? They can. Bull of Bulls here gets res, and the Valking Mercy here is going to help take people down. He takes Brutal One down. Overtime starts to tick down as Recede trying to stay on the payload as best as he can. He's waiting for anybody to come back. D-Seal's there. Morden trying to come back on the hamster, not going to be able to do so. Otter Oxide now take a 2-0 lead in this match, taking this 3-2.
And I just want to say right there that Seals is making a really big contender for MVP in my eyes. Some great Ana play there on the back end, and also Cheese Nips in the very end there when you were saying Cheese Nips had to come big through. He was the glimmer of hope on the horizon for such a brief moment. We saw the hammer come down from Bowl of Bowls, but beautiful fire strike from Cheese Nips, able to take him out while he was in the animation, and then there was that sad grab off point that kind of pulled his shatter in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
But so close.
That was actually a really good grab there. Far enough from the payload to actually tick it down. So, like, it was one of those things in which if he had maybe a second more and just was able to sort of push them back and then pull them a little farther off, they could have won that with them being stuck in the grab and not being able to do anything. So, like, very heads-up play there by the Otter Oxide Zarya. But now it looks like Famsu is going to have to be restarting here. So we're going to have a couple seconds so where we can talk about Volskaya Industries, which is our next map. And Volskaya is a 2CP map. And they, so this is a very sort of contentious map in the sense that they call it Drawskaya Industries sometimes because it is sort of very prone to draws, as point B is very hard to take if you don't have the coordination right A lot of teams like to try to snowball point B after they cap point A if they're able to catch the team trying to sort of defend hard on point A. So it'll be interesting to see what both teams try to do. Out of the two CP maps, Steidl, what do you think of Sky Industries?
You know, it's not one of my least favorite. I'll say that much. I do think that Volskaya Industry, as far as the TCP maps goes, lends to a couple more interesting compositions and playstyles. I like the fact that the point is completely encased by 4 separate high grounds, or 3 separate high grounds technically, but it really does play into an interesting strategies. Do you want to run a Symmetra and teleport your team all the way around the left side and force a fight onto the high ground, or do you want to use that Symmetra on defense to teleport your Bastion to the top, like we saw earlier today in our other game? You have a lot of it's not just options with Bastion and Symmetra, but you know, Bird can play her Pharah. You can see Cheese Nips play a Winston, or maybe a Reinhardt, or maybe an Orisa, because these two CP maps, and especially Volskaya Industries, in my opinion, lends towards the biggest kind of arrangement or assortment of compositions.
Yes, variety is the spice of life, as they say, and I guess Volskaya does provide that. So it'll be interesting to see what is going to end up happening here. But with what's going on here, I think Echo 6 have it up against it. They are down 2-0. They want to get at least a win here, so we can go into Eichenwalde knowing that they'll have a shot at a shot at it, trying to take this 5. Things happen, so like they just need a little bit of momentum here through Volskaya here. Maybe things can go their way. They cap a quick point B here, and then maybe do a good hold here against Otter Oxide. So we'll see what's going on. Just as a reminder to everyone, the map pool for tonight is going to be Volskaya up next, followed by Eichenwalde, and then if we do go to a tiebreaker map, it is going to be Oasis. But it looks like Famsu here is going to have to take some time here to actually get back into the game. So I think we're going to go to a little break here and wait for him to sort of come back. In the meantime, when we come back, it will be Volskaya Industries with Otter Oxide up in this match 2-0 against Echo 6. So stay tuned. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen of Twitch land, we are back, and
we back,
going to
and we back, and we back, and we back.
we back. Guess who's back? So it is us. It is Steidel and I, Hodo Hori, as we are casting the late game here on Tuesday night for the Owlet tournament. Welcome to everyone on the stream, and it is a 2-0 lead here currently for Otter Oxide over Echo 6 as we go into Volskaya. And it is going to be one of those things in which Echo 6 here will be on defense first, so we will get to see what Otter Oxide does. So maybe a slight advantage here to Echo 6 because they know what they're going to be up against. So like if they can hold them, they will have a shot at victory. And I see Brutal One here coming out with the May, so they're going to try to see if maybe they can freeze them out here, maybe force them to a certain direction, maybe Steidel?
Yeah, it's pretty cold. Using that May. Now you're most likely not gonna see a goat's composition. If you do see a goat's composition, it's not gonna do so hot. Not only because of the May, but also because Seals and Leanna, those blue nades make goats pretty much useless. But Famsu on the this is a real thing? Offensive tour.
Oh.
He got me. I was looking for the offensive tour gun, but I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, I wanted to see it too. Maybe they use it as a decoy or something, but unfortunately not. Oh, that looks like that wall was late.
Yeah.
But they are still able to trap them in a really small space as Cheese Nips takes Bird down. Bird not being in the air here, instead on a Brigitte, so that might be a slight change here, as now they're actually changing direction, trying to see if they can come through the other side. No kills yet here on the side of Echo 6, so they're still surviving pretty well, as it looks like another wall will come up here. They're trying to see if they can catch that that Lucio, and absolutely they do. Xavier gets taken out as Cheese Nips now being a little bit aggressive, and bam, the Earth Shatter comes in, will take out Bowl of Bowls. As the fight here is going on, Bamboo Cactus gets thrown off the edge, and this push is donezo, as it looks like Otter Oxide here have to go back to the drawing board.
45 seconds, Hodo. 45 seconds. That's how long it took for Cheese Nips to get his shatter. I was sitting here watching it, looking at the clock. It was amazing. The second that they got that wall up, he hit the charge, followed it with the fire strike, swung once, and went from 40 to 70%. Easy. Now they've got 3 ultimates in the bank for the next fight, and that's what I was talking about with the May. It doesn't matter if they get half the team or the whole team. That purple nade goes in there, and it's donezo.
Yeah, you were absolutely right here. And the one that I'm worried about, now they've got 5 with a Graviton too, so they can trap these teams in multiple different ways. This is not good, as they're trying to see if they can get the charge in, not able to get Bowl of Bowls down, but an Earth Shatter comes in again. Oh, but it looks like it's not going to be. Oh, yes, they do get the kills that they need. Back up they go. Cheese Nips again with a very, very quick shatter. And now Brutal One still being able to save that freeze. Otter Oxide here are going to get frozen to hell and back. Oh my goodness.
And this is a rough kind of thing to walk into, because every time that they come in here, they're gonna have ultimates ready, especially if Cheese Nips keeps on getting a shatter a push.
Well, it looks like they're going to be trying to start off with a rally here, maybe to try and chop that up. Here comes the shatter coming in from Bowl of Bowls. He's not going to be able to do it. And here comes the freeze, as we thought was going to come through. Bomb only is able to catch Recede here, as Cheese Nips trying to get as much as he can. He's already at 90%. Look at him just build up all of this ult percentage. He's charging back here just to reposition himself to make sure that he can be in the right area. Almost gets thrown off the point, and another shatter comes through, and he catches Bowls of Bowls. As Berg, though, is able to take Cheese Nips and D-Seals down. That's going to be a big kill, as the bomb gets sent up into the air. Is not going to be able to do anything, but Seguli here able to try to see if they can hold him off. That's actually going to do it. I think Justine has been demeched and is just going to stall for time, but they do burn 3 minutes off the clock.
And just as Brigitte is a linchpin to Goats, May is a linchpin to the defense that we saw from Echo 6 here. You saw Brutal alone go down pretty early in that team fight, and once that happened, it didn't necessarily matter too much because there wasn't any reposition for Otter Oxide. It was just a free-for-all brawl, and if you're free-for-all brawling against a Goats composition, you're not going to win the fight.
No, unfortunately not. That's like the thing that Goats actually excel in, just because of all the healing and just basically the free reign that you're going to have. Charge comes in from Cheese Nips here. He's trying to do as best as he can. Justine actually takes down Bowl of Bowls. So therefore, no Rhine on the other side here is going to free them up a little bit as they get caught up in a Graviton. They're trying to sort of blow them up with a big bang, but unfortunately not going to happen. But the Coalescence is what actually does the do. So it looks like here they're able to sort of clear them out. 4:10 here on the clock. This is building up really, really quickly. Racine is able to come back here and going to be able to stall. So they do get 2 ticks, but he's able to be stalling up a little bit as now Bowl of Bowls and Xavier are back. Looks like an ice wall actually is built on the other side. He's going to try to block the other team, and they're going to be able to delay. No! The wall was too close. They weren't able to touch it, and they are able to complete point B. It needed to be angled just a little more. I know what they were trying to do. Brutal One was trying to angle it off so that they couldn't be attacked and stay on the point at the same time, and it just missed by an inch.
And mind you, it was only healers on the point while respawns were coming back in. So Echo 6 had a pretty good fighting chance there. Had that May wall given them just a little bit extra time.
Yeah, and unfortunately there they weren't able to execute that just properly. It's a game of inches, folks. A little bit too far to the left, that's not going to kill him. Too far to the right, and you're basically like sort of cutting yourself off from the point. So unfortunately, just a little bit of bad luck there on the side of Echo 6. But now they will be on the offensive side, so now they're going to try to push through here. They were able to stall Otter Oxide a long time, and now it looks like I see Brutal One on the Bastion and Seguli here on the Sem. Direboyd, our producer here, keep an eye on the offense here, because I'm thinking there's going to be some teleporting involved. Oh, it just makes me sad.
Gotta play with our hearts, man. Gotta play with my heart.
I know. I wanted to see the teleporting Bastion. That would have been so fun. But instead here, we see Brutal One here on the May. So the reverse offensive May strategy actually has benefits to itself too. So what you're going to try to see here is you're going to see, I think, them trying to sort of close off one of the sides and then sneak around and then possibly use the wall as a shield. But Direboyd, I see Bird here on the May on the other side too. So what is going to happen around here?
I'm not quite sure, but they're going to go ahead and rush straight on in. Cheese Nips, ooh, very lucky to not get partitioned off by that May wall there. Bullow's going to grab the first charge on a Brutal alone, and that's going to take apart the beginning of this push, but Cheese Nips doesn't care. He's going to go ahead and run on in. He's 64% to a charge. Why not grab some more ult percentage before I go back to spawn?
That's what he said, and absolutely now Otter Oxide paying a little bit of payback here on that, like a 3-minute stall that they had on point A. So they're getting a little deep here, knowing that Cheese Nips is still in spawn. But look at the man build ult like a champ. He's already at 80%. He's going to look for that shatter, and combined with the wall from Brutal One here, they're going to be able to sort of isolate someone, and that someone's going to get a shatter to the face here in a sec.
There they go into the entrance, and ooh, Bowl of Bowls whiffs the shatter. That opens it up for Cheese Nips, who does get that shatter onto Bowl of Bowls and Xavier, puts them on the ground. Now they have to survive through the coalescence coming out from Bamboo Cactus there, but that's not going to be too much of an issue. Off point, Cheese Nips barely missing that charge. But man, that May on point doing some work. Brutal alone and Bird both trying to keep both teams frozen at the same time. It's a little bit too much snow for me from down here in Texas. Beautiful shields right there from Pie Ninja to keep the team alive. Famsu almost falling to that self-destruct, but they're able to stay alive. I think we're going to see Otter Oxide turn the tables in this fight.
Yeah, we absolutely are, and look at this. There are some kills here that they can pick up before they have to abandon the point, but unfortunately, Otter Oxide making a full recovery there. How about that? You would think that with all the kills, they just weren't able to sort of clear them off, and the stall coming in from Otter Oxide was fantastic. It's now given them the opportunity here to build up a couple ults as Bird, Xavier, and Bamboo Cactus here have ults ready for this next fight almost. And now it looks like that wall from Bird there is going to isolate Cheese Nips a little bit. He's not going to be able to run, but he says, screw it, I'm just going to go ahead and charge in. There's a Graviton in my... Graviton right in front of me that I can try to attack. Not going to be able to get through as a shatter comes in again as another ice wall, this time on the side of Echo 6, will trap the May on the other side of the wall as they're trying to get Bird, but Bird immediately puts a wall up of her own. It's a game of walls here to see who can get the proper wall down, but Bowl of Bowls is the one that's actually going to go down, and now a big freeze comes in. It's going to trap 2-3 as it looks like Brutal One is going to be stuck behind the van. Charge comes in, but unfortunately Echo 6 not going to be able to do enough, and they're going to get pushed back to spawn.
Ooh, and the control from Brutal alone, I could see it from here. The want to use that Blizzard when Bird used hers. But good control. They now have an ultimate. They only have 60 seconds, so every ult counts, especially when you're going into a Graviton and a Shadow.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's going to be a matter of, does the Graviton or the Freeze do more? And here comes the Graviton, but a big wall. That is huge. Brutal one able to catch them out. Now Devo Bomb gets sent in the back. Nobody's going to be able to sort of block that, but they got out of the way in time. Jesus takes out Bird, and now they are going to get the kills that they need here. But it looks like Bamboo Cactus with that Coalescence trying to keep the team up and attack at the same time. Bamboo Cactus takes out Brutal One, and Cheese Nips here is nanoed on the point, not able to do anything. He's charging, trying to see if he can get a target, not going to be able to do so. D-Seals here on the point is going to get taken out. Lucio ult here, they're committing to this fight. They've got to be able to clear it out as Racine and Justine are trying their best to sort of clear out what is left on the point, but there's just too much on the point to do anything. Brutal One now back here on the Tracer, trying her best to just sort of do anything they can. Justine here gets D-Mech. Overtime starts to tick down, and Seguli here has to be a hero. Got to be able to shoot somebody down. Not going to be able to do so. Brutal One's still alive here on the point. Not going to be able to take. Finally gets taken down. Cheese Nips comes in, but a bomb actually. Cheese Nips got to turn around. He does take Bird out, but he's going to get charged off the map with Bowl of Bowls as they sacrifice each other. Recede here is going to get taken out here on the point, and Overtime's going to tick down. And Otter Oxide here will take the 3-0 lead and the win over Echo 6. We're going to go to Eichenwalde, so it's going to be about map score, but Otter Oxide there with a great hold on point A here on Volskaya.
I'm sorry. Femsu ate the Blizzard.
Femsu ate it! No
so you know,
way!
Femsu's being a hungry hippo over there. That Blizzard that I was praising Brutal for holding and being conservative about. Femsu just came in and was like, om nom nom. I love snow cones.
No. Oh no, so that Blizzard would have been huge. They were able to stop the Graviton and any attack that go along with it with the ice wall that came up, and then you just gotta watch out for the nom nom noms. Like that diva, it's just so scary when you're trying to do those sort of like toss out ults that Diva can eat a grav, can eat your little robot, and it's just, oh, that's a shame. Echo 6 though, get full held there on Volskaya, and we're going to be going to Eichenwalde here as our final map of the evening. Otter Oxide officially will win this match, and now we're getting some side switches here, as it will be Echo 6 that will go on offense first.
I
Otter
do have
Oxide,
to ask real quick.
what's that?
We're seeing the tanks have a lot of free play from Otter Oxide. If you are Echo 6, what do you change up here to kind of deal with this? You saw Femsu kind of go crazy. I mean, I don't have to even tell you what Bowl of Bulls has been doing. He's been just going crazy on that main tank.
Well, you want to negate a lot of the tank plays, so you want to punish them for their aggressiveness. So, grenades have been the thing that have been punishing well. D-Seals getting in those like Ana grenades have been doing a number on Bowl of Bulls once he gets a little too aggressive. The thing about it is I think Echo 6 just need to bait them out a little more. I think they need to make sure that they can get sort of Bowl of Bulls and Femsu into a position where they can sort of isolate them a little bit, use their aggression maybe against them, and maybe then as they retreat, finish them off, and then turn the fight into your way. That's the thing though. The thing about it is Cheese Nips on the other side is being just as aggressive. So the thing about it is like when it goes bad for Echo 6, a lot of the times Cheese Nips has gone into the backline and being his aggressive self, and if it pays off, it's great. If it doesn't, then Echoes, they're just basically exposed there, and there's only so much that you can do. So it's almost as if like you just got to be able to control that aggression just a little bit. And on the previous map, it was he was doing really, really well. It's just that they just were not being able to focus, I think, and that was really sort of costing. So, but as we go in here with switches coming in on both sides, Eichenwalde is the next map here. Steidel, what is your opinion on this map? Because this is I think not my favorite hybrid map, but it's definitely I think better than Numbani, which is not I think my least favorite of my hybrid maps. And of course Kings Row, the favorite of the Owlet tournament. Everybody loves that map.
Eichenwalde came out when I was a Pharah main, so I love it. Because defensively and offensively, I think this first point is probably one of the more fun maps to play Pharah on. Being able to use that center tower you can outplay almost any hit scan really. with that tower, which I think any map where you can hardcore use the environment as an extra player or as an extra element, I really do enjoy. Kind of sad that we're not going to see Bird's Farah. It looks like she's taking a seat on the bench for this match, but hopefully someone brings the Rocket Queen to the table.
Yeah, I'd love to see it too. So for those who don't understand what Steidel is saying, is that because of the way that this map is shaped, like if you do have that sort of air control with your Farah play, essentially the hit scan is negated here because it's going to be hard to get sight lines on the Rocket Queen. She can hide behind buildings. She can hide behind the tower. The tower is the great point where you can sort of hide and shoot right onto the point. It's going to, you're a Widow or a hit scan is going to have to flank around, and you literally have to play Ring Around the Rosie around the tower to figure out how to get to the Farah. So
it's a lot easier to get around as Farah than Farah. It's a lot easier to get down as Farah, get around as Farah as it is a hit scan. Most of the hit scan.
Yeah, and you know, Farah also has a really weird flank also where you can actually wrap around the far right side and just sort of stay on the edge of the map completely and get behind them if you really want to try that. It's not really used as much anymore because people have sort of figured it out, but it's also another option. But it looks like it's going to be a 2-2-2 here on the defense, as it looks like they've ghosted up a little bit here on the other side, and now they're just going to get sort of evened out here as kills on both sides. Bulls here getting a big 2K, as now it looks like the members here of Echo 6 starting to fall, as Otter Oxide here doing their pretty decent job here against this Goats comp and are able to start taking them out. And Xavier finally finally takes down Brutal One, and down goes the Brigade here, and Justine. That's going to be that. They're going to be able to hold.
And that's all because of Rudolph. Those discords were what really opened up that defense for Otter Oxide. Echo 6 came in, and Cheese Nips, he looked like he wanted to show the aggression there on the point, but for some reason when he got there, he had to put the shield up for quite some time. That allowed them to get the discord on him and focus him down.
Yeah, and it looks like here, as Cheese Nips goes in, the backline gets decimated as Bowl of Bowls shattered on the back side and was able to catch the supports in the back here. This is going to be a hard reset here as Zaguli's going to get taken out, and Bowl of Bowls there with a great flanking play.
Yeah, not to mention Hacker Pro with that tire eating up those supports. And if you are Echo 6 right now, you got to feel like you're running into a brick wall here.
Yeah, and I think it's just it's a matter of them. They need to stay a little tighter, and I think they need to play a little closer to Cheese Nips here and try to move as quick as he has going into the point. And I think that'll provide a little bit of cover. Great transcendence here will protect the front line as Cheese Nips goes in for the shatter. Unfortunately here, it's not going to. Unfortunately, Echo 6 here are going to fall down again. Diva Bomb gets sent in to the backline, able to take Rudolph and Hacker X. So that is going to be a couple of big kills here as the fight starts to turn. Cheese Nips takes down Bowl of Bowls, and it's going to take them some time here to get back to the point, as it looks like they've finally taken it.
Yeah, that was good play by Cheese Nips. I was a little bit worried for a second there. Brutal Alone was 1v1ing Azaria and Brutal One was 1v1ing both Pine Ninja and Bowl of Bowls, like way off the point for a little while, and I was worried that Bowl of Bowls was gonna do his thing and frag out a little bit and then come back into the fight. But good read by Cheese Nips to get the counter charge.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, that Brigade can stay alive, too, for so long. So, like, the crazy fact that she can take two people by herself is crazy. Bowl of Bowls there get a big shatter, and a counter grab here is going to take out Pie Ninja. I think, yep, there he goes. Xavier going down, too, here, and it looks like Echo 6 doing a pretty decent job here winning that first fight.
Yeah, great Graviton. DCLs was on deck, ready with that anti-nade, threw that in there. Nobody could heal anybody. Easy win for Echo 6.
Yeah, they're going to be coming across the bridge here, and it's going to be a matter of timing. So, like, Outer Oxide here are going to see where they're going to attack. They probably want to get him closer to the door as Rudolph takes out Brutal One, and that's going to be that here as a Dragon comes in to sort of split the team. This fight, I think, is pretty much already on the side of Otter Oxide here. They're going to be able to do really well as the rest of Echo 6 here has got to back up.
Yep, you see Justine there committing suicide. That's just a reset. Respawn with the team. Make sure that everybody's together just a tad quicker.
Yeah, I like that. I like the awareness from Justine there. It's like, you're not going to make it back to team. You don't want to give up any old percentage to the opposing team. Just go ahead and jump off. Nobody's going to judge you for it. And we know what you guys are doing. Looks like here Cheese Snip's trying to wrap around the other side. Looks like they're trying to be sneaky here, try to sort of take the opposite position on this attack.
Oh, the sneaks are going to work out pretty well. There's a Transcendence to save everybody. But that doesn't matter. The Shatter still landed on every single member of Otter Oxide.
Yeah, and like a Diva Bomb gets sent into the air there. Is able to take out Hacker X Pro, but unfortunately they're on the wrong side here to defend. And the way this has ended up happening here, it looked like Otter Oxide ended up looking like they were the offensive team, but in fact they were actually defending, and there were like 4 or 5 members here of Echo 6 just pushing the payload along as they were on the other side, and it's really much cost them now as they're trying to sort of come in, and Famsu and Pi Ninja are running for their lives here as Cheese Nips and Seguli trying to sort of chase them down. It looks like Bowl of Bowls has kindly come back to sort of steady off this point as the payload is slowly moving through the hallways here.
Yeah, and if you're Pi Ninja, you're super happy about the way that last fight ended. You were so close to losing what is been pretty consistently 100 charge, and there's the Graviton coming out pretty quickly.
And a counter grab comes in and doesn't allow them to sort of move or take advantage of it all. Justine actually took out Pi Ninja. So now it looks like here Echo 6 has the advantage as they're trying to sort of push through, and a dragon.
Nope, it got eaten. It got eaten
again. Famsu eats another one. So unfortunately, excuse me, it was Justine who ate that one. So it looks like Rudolph now coming in here trying to save his team with that Transcendence is going to be able to stall here and allow Bowl of Bowls to come out. Diva Bomb here not on top of the payload but on the left. So that not going to really isolate the team very much. Seguli here has to fall back as Cheese Nips now comes in, trying to be his aggressive self. Hacker X Pro got slept in the back. Now they want to sort of push in, and Bowl of Bowls gets a big charge here onto Justine. Is going to be able to demech her. So now, though, the kills are coming in here for Otter Oxide, as it's just about 4 meters away, but they're going to be able to get to hold here with about 2 minutes left on the clock.
Otter Oxide, they are getting pushed to their limit here on Eichenwalde. I really do think Echo 6 is kind of coming into their stride finally here on this map.
Yeah, they're looking really, really good here. As Cheese Nips, like the thing about it is like you're now in these little tiny hallways where aggressiveness will pay off here. You know, a Junkrat or a Reaper usually would come in handy, but it looks like a big Shatter comes in. Bowl of Bowls here is really, really low, and he finally gets caught to recede here as the Graviton gets caught onto the payload, and all the kills coming in from looks like Echo 6. Famsu's able to get D-Seals in the back, but that's not going to stop anything. Rudolph coming in with a hero trance here, 127 on the point. He's going to be able to stall it up and wait for reinforcements to come. Here come Bowl of Bowls here. They're going to be able to stall it out. My goodness. That's the second time that Rudolph's Transcendence has saved the team here, and it looks like an ult coming in as now Hacker X Pro comes in, tries to spin to win, not going to be able to do so. Diva Bomb now on the side that they needed it done. Very good Diva Bomb here by Justine. Hacker X Pro is going to go down. Rudolph goes down, and they're finally going to close it out.
You know, I said that there was too much tank play on the side of Otter Oxide. I may have said the wrong team. Echo 6 making some pretty strong plays there. I mean, Justine eating the dragon of Famsu. What a better way to respond to somebody eating your blizzard earlier than to eat their dragon. Just great way to kind of toss that karma back. It's instant karma, folks. Not instant, but it's almost instant. You know, kind of like Splenda.
Instant karma's, you know what they say, instant karma's gonna. That's a famous song lyric for those who know the Beatles, and it shows how old I am. So
don't let them know. Don't let them know. That's the key.
Yeah, they call me the old man of Overwatch, Title.
Do they?
Yeah. It's like
gotta get me a nickname.
As we now switch sides, so it will be now Echo 6 here on the defense in red, whereas Otter Oxide now will be in blue and on the offense. Hacker X Pro showing like they're going to be running a Sombra here, and very interesting. Maybe this is to scout out what kind of defense Echo 6 has, which I like doing on hybrid maps. Send the Sombra out, figure out what they're running, come back, everybody switch to what you think will do best against that comp. So it looks like here Echo 6 here running the Ana Goats. So, you know, you could counter this by running a Zen Goats and trying to see if you can outpower them through, but I'm not exactly sure that's what they're going to do here. So,
Let's see what's lining up. So we're not gonna have the wait and switch. They're gonna go ahead and just run the composition that they've got straight up and being mighty aggressive at that. They're pushing straight into that top corridor. Cheese Nips getting a little bit overzealous there. He will get kind of baited in. Bowl of Bowls, easy charge. Now they're gonna take this 5v6.
Yeah, this is not going to be good for them because now with no main tank, Zaguli though makes up for it, takes out Rudolph, and Xavier goes down. So big kills there as now Bowl of Bowls has to sort of fight on the point and make sure that he can sort of survive, maybe take as many people as he can with him before they go down, as it looks like here Cheese Nips has come back, and now Bowl of Bowls will go down. HackerX Pro has to sort of retreat here. There's only like a 3-man defense here if they can sort of use that to their advantage. I'm not sure they can.
That was good job by Echo 6 to kind of salvage that. Cheese Nips definitely did not necessarily overextend, but charging up the stairs into a full team is never really advised for a main tank. You really want
high
to
risk,
stay
high
with
reward.
that goats.
High risk, high
Very
reward.
true. Also, high penalty. They don't say that third part in the saying.
Yeah, that's the part they forget when that stuff like happens. Now Bowl of Bowls here, and the rest of his team is on the high ground as they're sort of charge in. Cheese Nips again is charging in, trying to see if he can get anybody he can. Famsy with a high noon here.
Ooh, Justine, the hungry hippo.
That gets eaten, and Justine takes Famsu out just to end his misery right there. 2 ults, 2 denials here by Justine against Famsu as the rest of Otter Oxide have to fall back.
Man, and Famsu's the diva player. So you know he knows exactly what Justine's doing. He knows that Justine's doing great, listening for those cues, making sure that she always knows where that McCree is. But man.
And you know you have to be big shatter here by Cheese Nips, gets immediately nano boosted. He is purple though, so he's got to be super careful here. He's going to take a little bit more damage. He's going to fall back a little bit. He's going to try to take out Pie Ninja, who is sort of stuck. Famsu getting a recipient of the nano boost as the Diva Bomb gets sent far into the back here. And now the kills coming in, looking pretty good here for Echo 6. Pie Ninja finally finds his way back onto the point, but gets immediately booped away and taken out here, as the rest of Otter Oxide here gets sent back to spawn. Minute 30 left here on the clock. Getting a little bit nervous time here on point A.
You know, all I gotta say to Echo is, where was this? Where was this earlier? You know, sometimes it takes you a little while to get warmed up, and I understand that they are playing fantastically right now. They need to be careful though. Hacker, he's crouched away in that corner. He's got the EMP ready to use it, and that's what they need. The EMP shatter. There's the EMP. There's the shatter.
Big combo there. But Recede actually finishes off HackerX Pro, but a Graviton now comes in, will trap all of Echo 6 here into the back, but a rally comes in to save their bacon. Oh my goodness, Cheese Nips gets a big charge in on a Bowl of Bowls, and that's going to be that for that push. I think Pie Ninja, Famsu, and Xavier are going to back up with 38 seconds left to go.
Justine did it again!
Justine did it
again!
That's 3! Famsu, just unlucky, dude. It's just karma for all the stuff that he's done before as a diva. So now coming in for the final push onto point A. Looks like Coalescence comes in as a Diva Bomb gets sent into the back. Xavier has to hide, can't really use the Coalescence on anyone. Bowl of Bowls gets the charge in, takes out Recede. And now it's nano boosted Cheese Nips to try to be the hero. He does take Bowl of Bowls out as they are being very strong here on the payload. HackerX Pro on the the Reaper gets taken out, and now it's just a matter of cleanup. Can they take out the remaining members here as Cheese Nips repositions himself, trying to take out Pie Ninja? Xavier here is going to be the hard kill. Graviton catches them all on the point, but there's just nobody to take him out. Overtime ticks down, and that's going to come into play later on this season, I think. Echo 6 winning Eichenwalde 3-0. But remember, map differential matters. And you know what? A 4-0 would have been huge here for Otter Oxide. They do take a 3-1 and only get a +2. So I suspect somewhere down the line that might end up costing them.
Yeah, we saw last season. We saw map differential matter hardcore in the final weeks. It's like, not only does it matter for the final standings, but it also matters for, when you get into the last couple of weeks. If you have a good map differential, you can relax a little bit. You can drop 1, you can drop 2. It's kind of okay. But if you're coming into those final weeks with a bad map differential, then you can't lose maps in those final weeks, and it's added stress. So teams are definitely get a leg up early on.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, it's all about control. It's about where you want to seed yourself, who you want to play. There are some matchups that are better than others. So by you having a better map differential, you can sort of control a little bit of those things and go into games a little bit more relaxed. Or if you don't have the map differential, you go in, you go into the maps fighting tooth and nail, trying to position yourself in the right way, and trying to see and hopefully get a matchup that is favorable to you. But that's gonna do it for us. Hour 15. Style, this must have been like a vacation compared to the last 2 matches you called.
I'm not gonna lie. I was sitting here and I was like, all right, let's get ready for the next map. All right, got at least 2 more to go. Quick one today.
Yeah, very, very quick here. Actually, Otter Oxide take this game 3-1. Any final notes here on this match between these two teams?
I think this is a matchup that I hope turns into a bit of a rivalry. The FamZoo versus the Justine kind of, stuff. So I hope Twitch chat and Discord and Twitter take that to heart. And also a huge shout out to the supports for both Otter Oxide and Echo 6. We keep praising them a little here and there, but beautiful job with those on the Annas, particularly. As somebody who plays Anna, I really did like seeing that. And I'd like to see somebody kind of take Otter Oxide on Volskaya. I don't think they've lost Volskaya yet.
Yeah, they looked really, really good on Volskaya too. So Echo 6 there, much kudos to them. They gave it a fight, and they finally got what they wanted there at the very end on Eichenwalde. So there is potential in this team. They just need to shore up some things, and I think Echo 6 is going to do just fine. But that's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you for joining us. Since it is Tuesday, there is not going to be any more Owlet until Saturday. So check.
No, I'll be at PAX.
Well, yeah. So Steidl is going to be going to PAX South.
If any of you guys are there, please, at me on Twitter at Steidl24. I would love to meet up with you. I'll be the guy in the giant Appa hood. So, diehard Avatar fan.
Hey, call out that Twitter again. Make sure everybody knows what it is.
Steidl24. SCHTITLE24.
Yes, meet your favorite Owlcaster there at PAX South. So, but I'm not going. I'm on the East Coast and unfortunately snowed in, so unable to do anything. But if there are any games cons on the East Coast, I will let anybody know, whoever wants to meet.
You better be at PAX East, man.
Well, isn't that in Boston?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll go there. And that'll be this summer. So who knows? But for Style, I am Hotohori. That's going to do it for tonight. For us, Otter Oxide take this match between them and Echo 6. 3-1. Thank you very much for joining us today. Shout out to our producer and the man in charge of it all, Mr. Direboyd. Thank you so much for producing. Woo woo. Little for Direboyd there in the chat. But thank you very much for joining us today. Join us on Saturday. Our match will either be starting at 7 or 8 o'clock on Saturday. So check your local listings to see which teams will be up on the Owlet tournament channel. But for Steidl, for Direboyd, I am Hodo. Thank you so much for joining us today, and have a good evening.
Toodaloo.